Hi everybody, this is just some guy, and today I'm going to be talking about Dan Slott. Um, so this particular video, I'm not doing any crazy editing or anything like that. So if you hear cars go by, sorry about that. I'll try to stop talking when there's a loud car so you can actually hear what I'm saying. And if you hear any little sort of like humming or anything in the background, that's a fan because it's really hot in the city tonight. Um, so I do have some more reviews coming up. I bought a couple of books. I've got some reviews for some Marvel stuff coming up. I'm gonna talk about that Jean Grey Generations book. Hulk, yeah, Hulk. Uh, uh, so, yeah, and I want to talk about some books that I like Super Sons. I think that's my favorite book that's out right now. That's coming from DC Comics. Fantastic work. And I want to talk about a couple of other indie books that I picked up. There's one by Greg Pak that came out. I think it's called Mech Cadet U. Picked that up, so I want to review that. And Black, which is this comic that just got optioned for a movie, and it's done by this guy named Kwanzaa. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name because I don't have it in front of me, and it's very African. But his first name is literally Kwanzaa, Kwanza. That's his name. So I'm not making that up. I'm not making fun of him. That's what his parents named him. And I want to review some manga because I love manga. I like reading it, and there's a couple of ongoing series that I pick up and I'd like to review them. Boku no Hero Academia or My Hero Academy, My Hero Academia, and One Punch Man. Because these are both two examples of how to do superheroes the right way. Um, and they're being done by Japanese people who tend to be very, very good at taking our stuff and doing it better. And this is a perfect example of that. But let me get to Dan Slott. So I'm sharing my screen here, and I. So here's the thing. Dan Slott, Dan Slott blocked me. Now I've never tweeted at Dan Slott. I've never communicated with him in any way, shape, or form. He blocked me because I'm following someone on one of his block lists. One of his block lists. He uses block bots, and I mean, at this point, this dude's block list has got to be in the tens of thousands, because he is just blocking people left and right. Someone on Twitter, which is how I found out about this, it popped up in my feed. Someone on Twitter joked that Dan Slott has blocked more people on Twitter than his Silver Surfer book has sold copies ever. And that's probably true. So, the Silver Surfer book, which was drawn by Mike Allred, the guy who created Madman, has a very pop art kind of style. Uh, Puts in a lot of detail into his work, but he has a very unique style. I can pull up some of his work. Let me just grab a little of that real quick for you. Let's see, so you can see what his work looks like. So this is that's Madman, and that's what his art style looks like. So he's been working on Silver Surfer. I swear to God, I saw a picture of just completely tangential here. I saw a picture of Miracle Man, or as he's known properly, Marble Man, um, with a different artist. And the first time I looked at it, I thought Captain Marvel, and I bet all of you were thinking the same thing. Is that Captain Marvel? No, it's not. It's not. But damned if it doesn't look the same. So Mike Allred's a very, very fantastic artist. He does incredible work. It is a good example of his covers. Really good guy. And the thing is that his book, Silver Surfer, has not sold well. The current issue, number 12, at least on the Comicron's most recent information here, is from June of 2017. It shows that it's only done 14,000 orders. And keep in mind, people, orders don't mean sales. So 14,000 copies were ordered. That doesn't mean they all sold out. It may have only sold half that. We don't know. All right. So Dan Slott is mentioning here in his little Twitter feed that um, the book is going to be canceled. And he says, I'm going to shock you. Silver Surfer sold as well, if not better, than what Marvel thought it would sell in today's market. Oh, okay. So you're basically admitting that they didn't think it would do that well. I mean, 14,000 orders is terrible. That's cancellation mode, right? That's like 20,000 orders is the point where Marvel starts considering to cancel the book. So Marvel and you and the editors on the book were pretty sure that it was going to get to this point in a year, and you still published the book. Why? That's just shitty business. Why would you publish something if you thought it would fail? But here he is trashing the book, basically, that, hey, we knew it wasn't going to do well, but we published it anyway. And he continues on to say, our goal was to put out a book we cared about and make it as good as possible. It's a multi-Eisner nominee and won an Eisner for the best single issue. Look, Mike Allred is a fantastic artist. I'm pretty sure that was mostly because of him, not you, Dan Slott. But you throwing around an Eisner nomination, it's like, oh, we got an Eisner. Yeah, how good for you. Let me give you a clap. You feel better now? It's an Eisner. Back in, like, say, 1997, that would have meant something. Today, it's like saying, oh, I won a Hugo Award or a Nebula Award. Oh, you mean your friends gave you something? Because that's all the Eisners are right now. It's a bunch of people who are friends with each other, patting each other on the back. Oh, your work is so good. Your work is so good, too. You want an Eisner? Here, you get an Eisner. Oh, wow, I want one, too. Here, you get one. Both y'all can have one. Yay, yay, Eisners. That's all it is. It's not rewarding anyone for having talent. It's not rewarding anyone for coming up with a good story. Doesn't mean that it never does that anymore. But, what's being done now is just, everybody just, jerking each other off. That's all it is. It's just one big circle jerk. So how good for you? You won an Eisner. Right? And so Slott says that at final tally of 29 issues and the .1 special, it performed fairly well. And we're all very proud of the work we did on it. Okay, well, let's check that. Because you know what? When you throw numbers out like that, I don't believe you. So the current volume of Silver Surfer, which is volume 8, I believe, he had a previous volume before this. It started in 2014, okay? And then they relaunched it again because, Marvel's constantly relaunching stuff. That's why it's 29 volumes, but the current one's only at issue 13 because they relaunched it again. So the current volume, it started off, it debuted at 58,000 copies, 58,000 orders. All right. Well, a good example to see how well this book is being received is what its second book orders look like. So let's check that out. Oh, look, 25,000. So it looks like you dropped half your book. Actually, a little bit more than half. Like a good, almost 60% in 1 month. In fact, I got a calculator. Let's just do the math. Let's do the math. Just 58 minus the 25. Divide that. Multiply it. Right, you lost 57% of your audience in 1 month. Now, I don't have to do the math on the other one. I can just look at the numbers and tell. Okay, so one issue, 1 month, you lost 57% of your audience. Within 1 year, your numbers went from a massive 58,000 to 14,000. So you do the quick math there, that's what, 70, 75, 76? So I'm going to round it up. It's 76. I think it's 76. So you lost 76% of your audience in 1 year. You're proud of that. You're proud of that. That's what you said, that you're very proud of it. Let me just read it again, Dan Slott. We're all very proud of the work we did. I'm sure the book is beautifully drawn. And it may be well written. I don't read enough of your work, Dan, to know whether or not you're that great of a writer. I'm so put off by how much of a jackass you are online that I don't like reading your work. And I know it sounds like a weird thing to say. It's like, oh, you're not reading his stuff because he's rude online. Yeah. I don't know if I want to give you my money if you're that much of an ass. You know what I mean? It's just, why should I pay you when you block people who've done nothing to you? And I mentioned this on Twitter. I had another account. I don't use social media that much. I'm not really that interested in it. I'm very bad at that. I just don't care enough about the minutia that people get into to do that. Like I'm bad at Twitter beefs because I just don't care enough to want to start a fight with somebody. But I had posted a piece of art that I had put up on DeviantArt or something like that. I think it was off my Tumblr page or something like that I had, and it got retweeted by I think Sean Galloway, goes by Cheeks, fantastic artist, and I think that was how Dan Slott saw it, and he actually liked it, and had made this random comment of, if you if you improve, hit me up kind of thing, right? Because I had put some comment on the actual Tumblr page, and it retweeted in the tweet that Marvel or DC wouldn't hire my black ass, but here's a picture. And so he was like, if you improve, you can hit me up. So he's effectively blocked somebody that he was saying, hey, if you got better, I might offer you a job, or or like I might help you get a job, and you blocked me. I don't care. It doesn't make a difference to me. Marvel would never hire my black ass. My art style is not anything they would want in their books. So I'm not worried about that. It's just, this is how you're acting. It's just ridiculous. You block people, you're rude to people, you're just an all-around jerk, and you wonder why your books are doing poorly. I mean, you think that might have something to do with it, because that snarkiness bleeds into your work. I mean, and we go up here. Amazing Spider-Man is actually Marvel's best-selling ongoing series, but it's only doing 59,000 orders. I mean, the Star Wars ongoing series are outselling it. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. And think about this. When Dark Horse had the Star Wars license, they weren't doing these kind of numbers, like on this scale. Well, actually, they were close to it. I think they were in the 30s, the 30,000 range, sometimes the 40,000 range. But the industry has tanked to such a degree that now, it's normal for a Spider-Man book to only do 59,000 issues.